Heaven's Vault returns. We have just arrived on Renaki. We brought Yahtzee and Sia, who were two enslaved workers. We brought them here so they could start a new life, and they've gone off to do just that. And now we're going to get to explore the market moon of Renaki for the first time. Story so far, I'm continuing from my play earlier, so we don't get the little story so far thing. But essentially, we're still looking for Janiki Rembar. He seems to he's got some dodgy things going on. He was a roboticist. We think he found something in a robot. We know that robots are actually quite old, or they can be quite old. They're not necessarily new, and some of them may contain information or clues or details about hidden things that took place in the past. And we, I say we, it's not been that explicit in the game, but it seems apparent that Janiki found something in a robot that led him to go on some kind of mad hunt for stuff, which included digging up something, digging up a ship, a massive ship, from a moon that seemed like it, by all rights, should have had nothing in it for its entire existence. But it seems like, based on what we found, that he very precisely located this ship. That's what Sia and Yahtzee said. You know, he said, dig here and you'll find the ship. They found the ship. He found some stuff from it. He's gone elsewhere. We don't know where he is. Some people think he's dead. We think I don't know. He's found something to do with the loop and the fall of arcs. We don't know what it is. We're chasing him down. There's clues all over the place. I don't know if he's leaving us clues to us deliberately because he wants us to find him or not. Maybe he spoke to us through a disembodied robot thing earlier. It's very unclear. So we're still searching for clues. Question. Any sign of ruins on this moon? No, mistress. This moon appears well inhabited. Nothing here is old.
Hawkers shouted each other down about their wares.
Okay. Let's look at this. Can we look at this? Rugs. I could get one for the professor. Her office could use more colour. We don't seem to have that as an option. Right, where do we go? Reply. Or for Timor. Bar could use a rug. Perhaps if the archaeology does not pan out, mistress, you could simply trade rugs around the nebula. Good faith to you, fine lady. Would the lady care for a flat mango, perhaps? Where'd you get your fruit from? Seems very fresh. It is fresh indeed. I grow it myself. Carnival grapes, fizzy just today. Oh, they must take a lot of water. I'm careful to reuse and take from the rain. Perhaps I can interest you in a kumquat fist. Excuse me. What now? You heard. Jesus Christ. How about a red pomelo? You couldn't possibly object to one of those. Do you know any dealers of old artifacts here? Artifacts? No. Well, after a fashion, perhaps. There's Amadou, but he trades in servos. Servos? Well, you have one right there. Though I've never seen one with a face before. Okay, so they call robots servos. Because they're servants, not because servos like the... the little... God, you know, I don't recognise half of these fruits. Do you grow them locally? I grow them in my tubs on my roofs. I'm blessed with several roofs. Remark. The people here seem affluent. My analysis of the air suggests a high moisture content. Yes, water is a precious commodity. Whoa, I'm having weird deja vu. About water. Weird. Okay, remark. Alright, maybe if I could retire somewhere like this. It seems comfortable. Shall I buy an apple? Let's buy an apple. I'd like an apple. Of course. I prefer jewellery and gold. Let's offer something small. Let's offer something else. Let's offer none of these. You want to trade jewellery for fruit? Jewellery is very good for trading, young lady. So is fruit. No, I like my stuff. Yeah, I'll pass on the fruit. A pity. I really must get myself another customer. Okay, remark. This place doesn't seem wealthy compared to Iox. Iox is staggeringly wealthy, mistress. Iox is wealthy enough not to trade. Okay. Okay, right, I'm going to get lost, so let's go this way. Well, that's the way we came from. Let's go this way. We can't go that way. Let's go another way. Let's go left. Perhaps I should begin stopping random passers-by about this Amadou mistress. You think people will talk to you? Most people run away at the sight of you. People don't like robots. This is a busy district. Heavily populated. Most of Renaki's population is urban, mistress. The open spaces are reserved for cultivation. Reply. Maybe we could ship some people from Elberoth to here. I'm sure they could carry a few more people. Other than Master Yahtzee and his friend, they hardly seem the most deserving cases. Shut up, Six. There's a few more people through here.
The market of Ranaka seemed to never end. Shoemakers sold boots to the fruit sellers, who sold sour apples to the knife makers, whose blades the shoemakers used to make boots.
Circle of life.
I don't know if anyone on Ranaka ever slept, but if they did, I bet they bought and sold their dreams.
How poetic. Pottery. They can't sell all of these, surely. Unless they break them up. Unless they break them after every meal. This place is so happy. I can't imagine Elberoth being like this. Wealth and distance from Iox. Bread? Smells good. Must be fresh. I cannot imagine how it smells. It is made from mouldering flowers, is that correct?
A fountain was messing about in the middle of the square, spitting at passers-by.
I don't think so, no. That's about the mouldering bread. Vases. I could keep my paintbrushes in them if I painted. Or flowers. I wonder what people here use them for. They're for oil and water. For bathing. How could you not know that? Yes? My name's a liar. Can I help you? I was reading. Oh, what's your book? I like books. There's nothing wrong with that, is there? I don't know what voice I'm doing. What a whole new sub-game. What voice is Stuart going? What is he honing in on? There are whole libraries in Iox. Iox! I've always wanted to visit a real library. Perhaps we could come to some kind of arrangement. Or arrangement. Oh no. No, I don't think so. Besides, my father would never allow it. Listen, I'm looking for a man named Amadou. The servo dealer. Yes. Yeah, I know him. That's his marquee above the lizard cellar. Okay, thanks. But you've already got one. Yeah, this one's on loan. You must have fine friends then. Yeah, good faith to you. And to you. Excuse me again? What else can you tell me? This is fair. Hello again. You know, I sail all the time. I just thought I'd come over here and tell you that. You've often sailed. Well, of course, of course. How else could I get here? Most of us are born here. Well, I love sailing as much as I love books. Come on my boat. Be a boat friend. How appalling. I'm sorry, but most people wouldn't just say it like that. What is up with this place? Doesn't your husband complain? I'm an archaeologist. I find old sites, ruins. I'm interested in history, in other places. Really? I read books for the same reason, I suppose. But I'm sure you're on the wrong moon. There's nothing like that here. What is going on here? What's happening on this moon? Is it a very conservative moon? Is that the deal? I'm beginning to agree. I can't remember what she said. Please excuse me. I don't get much time. My father will have me back at the accounts soon enough. Good faith to you, lady. I must get back to my work. Interesting. She loves books. Reply. I like her. Mistress? Shoes. Oh, where's the shoekeeper? I mean, yeah, where's the... I could steal a pair and run off in them. Perhaps they're so badly made they would trip you up. There's bread, but there's lots of stalls, but nobody's selling the stuff. What's that about? Half of these stalls don't have merchants. Aren't they worried about thieves? Perhaps these people are rich enough, to be honest. Perhaps the punishment for stealing is extreme.
I smell fried meat, spiced apple, fresh leather, wealth.
Who are you? Best not to go wandering off. This is a big moon. Keep your eyes open. My eyes do not close, mistress. They do not exist. A cook. Hungry 6. Hilarious. I will look at the fountain, but I'm going to look at the wares. Baskets. Baskets. Woven from grass. They're a lot like the ones Brembar was using. Maybe he came out here. One basket looks the same as the other to me, mistress. What's going on here? Who are you? Forgive me, but do either of you know Amadou? Get out of my way. Amadou? No, I don't know anyone by that name. He's a trader here, I think. We know he's above the fish merchant. Everyone's a trader on Ranaki. How else would one eat? Very well, fine lady, I must be along. Okay, we've spoken to the crowd. More pottery. Let's look at the fountain then. Let's look at the fountain. Can you imagine a fountain like this on Elbereth? Just spilling water into the street. Question. Do you think anyone would stop me filling a bottle? I doubt the water is drinkable. Where does the water come from? Is there a wellspring right here? No, mistress. I believe the water is pumped up and cycled. Ah, show of wealth then. Reply. The water would still be worth a goat or two on Elbereth, even if it isn't drinkable. Right, where are we going with this? Here's a person. Oh, let's just look at this. Jars for water. Or royal, perhaps? They seem to sell everything here. Look in here. Those are lizards, aren't they? Lizards. Lizards! Lizards? Gecko, all colours. You sell lizards? Buy gecko? Finest gecko, it climbs walls. Can reach hard to reach places. Sorry, I mean, you sell geckos. How much does one cost? I think I clicked the wrong button. 33. Okay, 33 what? 33. Good age for a lizard. Gecko now or gecko later? 6. I'm going to buy a gecko. Yeah, but we got this stuff we don't want to give away. I will not carry it, mistress. Don't be a kumquat fist, 6. You'll like it. You two will be friends. You can bicker about me behind my back. I'm not having a gecko clambering around inside my lower drawers. Gecko! Yeah, gecko now, please. Good choice. Let's see what you've brought. I prefer ancient and mysterious things. Offer something small. Something else. Let's offer the brass festive cup. Let's see what happens. How about this? I've seen better, but I'll need more to cover it. Okay, do you know how old this cup is? So it is weak, fragile. Okay, offer something else small. I want this gecko. Why do I want this gecko? I don't know. Your price is too high. As you wish. Maybe I'll come back later. I think I clicked the wrong button again. Do you know a man named Amadou? I think we know where he is, but let's ask. Tell me, do you know a man named Amadou? Gecko called Eleonora, my mother's name. Look, I don't want a gecko, but my robot can't wait. My mistress is attempting humor. Not robot gecko. Gecko live gecko. Gecko very practical, very clean. No bathing. Alright, I'll buy a stripy one, please. Let's see what you're offering. I prefer ancient and mysterious things. No, I'm not going to give him the neck. I'm going to offer something small. I'm going to offer the ornate silver reliquary. Maybe this? Well, it's not in the best state. But it's not enough. Then your price is too high. I'm not giving up my shit for a stupid gecko. Even though Elias seems to really want the gecko. Maybe I'll come back later.
The fat man with a scarf flashed a cheeky smile at me as he walked away.
I didn't see him. Do you think everyone here is like that? It would seem improbable. Surely they would have all starved. It's true. Like, how much would I have to give that guy for an apple? Right, have I spoken to these bunch? Are these the same people I spoke to? I suppose you think the gecko might know the whereabouts of a lost palace. It might be descended from a great king gecko of yesteryear. Alright. You know, it's remarks like that that make me wish we had a gecko. They said his trademark was like above the fish guy? Who said it? Where's the book person? There was the book person. Can we go up these stairs maybe? Yes, this looks like something that's above something else. With a weird thing up there. Look at that weird thing up there. It looks like a robot arm. Okay, we're in the right place. Now what are you? Do you still work? That is a couple of messed up robots. I will admit, I'm struggling to do voices on this game and keep them consistent. But also, when someone comes along, you have like very short amount of time to assign them a voice because your dialogue options fade away, so you have to keep just going. But I'm going to give him gruff London voice because if I stick with London voices, I can't go too wrong. Who are you? You're the robot seller. What do you want? Let's not question him. I was told you could help me. You want a servo? You buying? You got one already. No, not buying. No. And what do you want? Yeah, I've come from Iox. Iox? Well now, if it isn't a filthy, sterile river rat. You always this polite to strangers? Ha! I'm known for it. Yeah, happy landing to you. Tell me which way the winds are blowing. I sail too, but don't tell my daughter. Still, I'm happy to hear my reputation is spreading. But these are my servos and I own them legitimately. Don't worry, I'm not here to get you into trouble. You'd be unable to, as I am clean as swallowed gold. And you can tell that to whoever sent you. Oh no, this is killing me. Alright, I better be going. Wait, we didn't get any help from you. Good day to you. Come now. All the way from Iox. Don't give out on my doorstep. I made a mistake, that's all. I don't think I did. Look at these crazy robots. Wait. I'm guessing you're not here to buy a servo from me in return. The observatory, then. You're after the observatory. Oh yeah, what makes you say that? I'm going to play coy. The last fool from my ox I came across. And he was a fool. I mentioned the observatory, and his ears pricked up like a kitten's. It was like he'd sat on a pin. Oh, yep, there he is. That's Renbar then. Who was that? I've never heard of this guy. I have no idea. Some ratty little man dressed like a king. He all but lost his teeth at the mention of an observatory. Alright, was his name Renbar? I didn't ask his name. I just salted his dish and salted it again. He ate it up like a hungry dog. It passed the time. His observatory's just a ruin. Is that so? Are you sure? I'm a scholar. I read things. So you're here from sheer curiosity, no other reason? No, I didn't say that. So there is something of value to be found there. Good. Now we're making progress. Alright then, what do you want? That's a fine looking robot you have. You can't have the robot. Well then, mistress. It speaks. Wonderful. A pity you do not really want to find the observatory. Yeah, I want to know what you have before I agree to anything. How old is the observatory? What state is it in? Let me tell you about the observatory. I've walked its corridors, seen ancient machines. It's built on 3 levels. Each is circular, each wider than the one above. So that looks like it must top from the sky, and yet it stands. But perhaps that's enough for you. Look, I'd happily trade the robot, but it isn't mine to trade. 6, don't worry about it. I'm just bluffing. I don't see anyone else around. Mistress, please. I am not yours to sell. Trust me, 6. Trust me, 6. This is the best thing for you. That does not seem likely. Are you going to cut away 6's head? The mystery robot we spoke to didn't have a head. Certainly not. My servos are in prime condition. That they don't have heads is their decision. Yours is a masterpiece. I'm tempted to say I think we have a deal. To see what happens. Surely we're not going to lose 6 forever. Then I think we have a deal. How are we going to pull this off? Why does he look sad? Excellent. Mistress, please. A glass of water then. To settle the matter and the stomach. Is that from the fountain down there? By the goddess, no. I'm not in the habit of murdering my clients. It's not good for business. All the same, I'll go without. I don't trust this water. As you will. Nah. Transfer ownership to me. Yeah, you tell me what I want to know first. Ah, the lady jokes, of course. No, I'm not joking. I'm not giving you my robot for nothing. Tense, tense, tense. How are we going to do this? Fine, lady. Consider the situation. I'm a respectable businessman with a reputation to secure. You're some kind of vagabond who intends to leave this moon at a moment's notice. You will trust me. Look, I don't trust you, Amadou. 6. With me. As you wish. I hope you won't open the observatory. Might have some ancient cure for sheer lung. Such a terrible disease. Terrible to be short of something so simple as breath. You can't have very long. Not long enough to scour the entire nebula for what others have already found. Maybe I'll pretend to be ill. Look, I might be ill. It doesn't mean I'm stupid. Perhaps not. But are you honest? I fear you're not. The offer is there. If you want it. Alright. 6. What do you think? Let me know what you decide. Yeah. I want to open the map, please. Can we not? Are we not allowed to open the map from in here? What do we do, Alaya? What do we do? I feel like we'll get away with selling 6. I don't know how, though. I can't think of an easy way out of this. He holds a lot of the cards. We want the observatory because it's going to lead us in a direction. All right, let's do it. 6. Only your primary user can transfer ownership, right? Your understanding of the situation is correct, mistress. Somehow this sort of thing always happens to my robots. I transfer what possession I have of you to this man. Excellent. Now let's put that to the test. Okay, good. I think she's bluffing without lying. Robot, please forcibly eject this young lady. Indeed, master. 6, what are you doing? His head's gone. Do it now, please, robot. Just tell me where the observatory is. Right. I can eject myself. No. I don't think so. You could search every trickle of the desperate ways and you'll never find it. And that seems fine to me. Well, he's a liar. Mistress a liar. 6? Alright, I'm going. She disappeared for a minute. Okay, I think we're bluffing though. I think we're doing a big bluffing. By the moons. Oh, and what about the opera? Am I stuck here? Okay, we've... From Rembar's dig site, we've recovered more shards of iolite crystal than 6 could chase. I could sail to this region, try and find more artifacts to narrow down the location site, or I could wait until I know something else. I can't do shit without 6. Remark. Oh, Miyari's actually going to kill me this time. Can't believe we lost another robot. Oh, what's this in the corner? What's this in the spotlight? Berries. And other fruits. Amazing, all these fruit sellers, they end up fighting each other. Can I go back up? 6. I'm not standing for this. Hello. That's my robot. Ah, young lady. Sorry, I shouldn't have coughed into the microphone. I wondered how long it'd be before you came back. I'm a dedicated servo dealer. I know how these things work. For example, I know our ownership's transferred. I think perhaps you don't. Are you saying I cheated you? We did cheat him. Yes, and amateurishly too. You don't own this robot any more than well than I do. Yeah, it's owned by someone on IOX. I did try and tell you that. But you don't know who exactly. Most curious. Yeah, I'm interested in the observatory, but I'm not reckless. What do you take me for? Look how angry 6 is. As it happens, I don't know where the observatory is, but I do know something of the place. Here. It's out there somewhere, the observatory. This may help you. Take my donut. It has been carved with symbols, mistress. Ooh, more of the weird symbol. This one is several words. Okay. Everybody. Right, let's get the good ones in. Rebel goes there. We don't know Rebel for sure. How do we feel about this? I can add my translation for every to the dictionary. That's good. Can't be the ancient word for rebel at all. Okay, it's not rebel. Good to know. Good to know. Curious metal cylinder. So there's no real... So what's the context here that might help us? It might lead us to the observatory. That's basically it. So every... choice, maybe. Very unclear about all this. What this means. What does this high apostrophe thing mean? Let's keep going. If not rebel. I don't know why we said rebel. I don't know where that came from. I don't remember the power. Let's look at where power came from. Power and fear. That's a long one. But I fear it's correct. That's good. Yes, we definitely should be looking more into these to kind of like bolster. I don't know why. Sometimes when we go back into the old words, we get to confirm them, but apparently we do. Okay. So this was the dagger we found. Power and fear. That's why we thought power. I think that probably makes sense still. Power and fear for a dagger. Okay, let's go back to this one. She's going to say something and then we're going to go back into it. Yep. Yep. So every choice. Don't think it's going to be choice because it's going to... Choice doesn't flow well into this. So it could be every closed circuit. Every closed circuit obeyed, or it needs to go before is. So makes doesn't really make sense. Every closed circuit build is doesn't make sense. Could be so. I don't know what we thought this thing was. Where has this come before? Together, we don't know. But we might be. Might do. Let's check. All pilgrims together. How do we feel about this? No, we don't know that yet. Yeah. Shh. We're on it. Is. Okay, adjective time. Could be any of these. No clue about that. But fair and true sounds good. Long and hard. Empty and... I don't think it's soil. So it's either hard or true, I think. And it's going to be lots of these. Let's go fair and true. And let's go for closed circuit. Every closed circuit obeyed is fair and true. And now it's on a robot part. So that sounds like a... It sounds like a thing, like an almost like a robot axiom, like a, you know, Asimov's laws of robotics. It sounds a bit like that. Like this is a thing that a robot would believe. Every closed circuit obeyed is fair and true. Every closed circuit obeyed is fair and true. What is this thing? Something I found floating in the desperate ways, alongside some of my stock. So you want to help me now? Why not? I don't know where it came from. So how about this? When you find the observatory, and I think maybe you will, then any servos you find inside any robots, you bring them to me. All right, you got a deal. A real one this time. Excellent. I look forward to your return. Oh my god, his voice is killing me.
The size of this place was nothing compared to Elbereth. But it was more packed with life. More colour, more people, more business, more hope.
Reply. Well, that could have gone worse. Don't be mad at me, Six. It was all a bluff. It could have gone considerably worse, mistress. That man owned cutting tools. Amadou wouldn't have cut you open, Six. I think, anyway. I'd like to activate the hopper now, mistress. In a minute. Soon, not yet. Just want to double check. Right, that's where we came from. Is there anywhere else we can go? I don't think there is, actually. I think all the doors are... Yeah, okay. I think we do have to go to the hopper. That was good, though. I don't think I want to barter anything. I think our stuff is too cool. What's this dot? Is this a guy? I think it's just a random guy. So that's back to the ship. What's down here? Anything? There's a little lantern. Lanterns. I wonder if the glass is blown locally. Got a lot of questions about this market town. A lot of it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like a closed loop of trading, which I guess planet Earth is as well, I guess. It just seems curious. I think it's going to be back to the ship. I hope our friends are alright. Back to the ship. Off we go. Well, that was tense, but we survived. And so we left the surface of Renaki, the market moon, with enough new information to find an undiscovered site. Amadou's Observatory. Did we? Okay, so I took them to Riaki. I sold 6 to Amadou. I triangulated an ancient site, and I found a curious metal cylinder. Amadou's Observatory. Let's have a little look. There we go. That's where we should go next. So I think we spend the rest of the episode sailing there, picking up the little ruins on the way home that we spotted on the way. And then we should park up in time to begin next episode at the observatory, hopefully. We returned to the ship and sprang up into the water. I was thinking about that boat that Rembar found. Found a fragment of, anyway. The Empire never used ships that large. And it was too old, too long buried. You have never seen a ship like it. That changes our history, 6. There must have been an old age before the Empire. Sorry, that was 6 talking. When ships like great whales crawled into the rivers. Sorry. There must have been a time before the Empire. And she says, when ships like great whales crawled the rivers. But doing what? Trading, mistress? Well, perhaps people lived on them. Can you imagine that? A boat which people live on. An age of sail. I mean, we live on this boat. Before the Empire was founded. Before the Empire locked down the nebula. Yes, a beautiful time before the Empire. Let's go. Baby. A trader Amadou giving us a bracelet to trace. Also from Rembar's dig site, we discovered more shards of iolite that 6 could trace. Is this really Rembar's lost observatory? Yes. Maybe. Let's go. And let's see if we can pick up the Renaki Reach. Sailing to Amadou's observatory in the Withering Ways via the Edge and the Cyclones. Right, let's try and get these. I think we might have to do a circle. Oh, God. I don't know how we stop the map popping us onto weird places, but... Oh, God, everything's going the wrong way. All right, let's do a circle here. And then we'll follow this around. And I don't know about these ones yet. I finished my consideration of the stone and the statues, mistress. Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember the little carving that was placed inside the burial statues. I believe I have a rough location where the statues were constructed. Oh, okay, we're going to go... Yeah, we're not there yet. Yeah, on the map. Ow. Radiation interference patterns caught in the subsurface chisel marks on the stone surface. To summarize, it is obvious if you look. Okay, I'm going to go right to the next junction. Go on. Are you going to... Is it on the map? What are we doing? The edge. The edge, the edge, the edge. The edge. Mistress, there's some kind of ruined stone some distance away on the left side of the river. We can do that. An old house. The ruin here appears to date from the earliest days of the nebula, mistress. I found a cloud chart covered in indecipherable characters. Just Just floating out here. Along the line of a flow is something drawn, mistress. This is the end of a longer line of text. Okay. I mean, that fits. Find. Fire. Of. Find. Oh, these two are the same. Find something of fire something. Right. Is this going to come in? I'm certain my translation for fire is correct now. Excellent. Boom. All right. Okay. If that's maybe go. Maybe that's path. Find path of fire path. Does find path of fire path work? Don't know. We just don't know. Right, we're going to go right. Most likely this comes from the same site of the charm shard and the compass that we found floating in space. People must have often frequented both locations. This should help us locate a moon further out than we've ever seen before. Right. Does that mean we've... somewhere distant? Okay, sail site. That's good. Everything's shrinking down apart from bloody somewhere distant. I could take the chart to Tappy on Evereth. He might have something from the same site to help me locate it. All right, let me just write that down. Tappy. Take him chart. And I'll write down Elb in case I forget where he is. Might have to bring this episode to a close a little sooner. If you believe that to be wise, mistress, he will, after all, exact a price. Right, here's the other ruin. Remark. The Nightingale herself must be an age of sail ship. Yes, we don't know where it came from, do we? She's about the right age, I think. And she's still river-worthy after all this time. A ruin. It is a ruin from ancient times, mistress. It should only take a few moments. I recovered a sextant. I wonder how long it's been out there. No inscription on the casing. Now, I'm thinking, now that it has occurred to me that we're finding a bunch of stuff on ruins that actually might be useful for trading, and that we shouldn't be too precious about trading. Maybe the whole point of searching the rivers and picking things out of the loot is not just about clues and inscriptions, but about having things to trade. I don't think we wanted a gecko, but maybe in the future we'll need a gecko. It's come from the same place as the chart and the charm shard, I think. That should help us locate it. Ah, in that case. And also it helps with narrowing down stuff. I think this maybe got a little bit smaller. I don't know. I think this is why it's worth not passing controls over all the time. So we can explore and look out. Look out here, 6. Evidently it is indeed beautiful. Beautiful, mistress. I'm combining their voices. Right, back we go. We're doing the circle around now so we can get to that. Okay. Right. Change of plan. Episode ends here. Next episode begins with us sailing to Amadu's observatory. So we're going to start with the sailing bit, which should take 5 or so minutes, and then we'll explore. Thanks for joining me again. Trying to keep these closer to 50 minutes for a little while. let's see where we go. We're making some progress. I got a little bit tense with that robot trading thing. Like, I didn't truly believe we would give up 6, but I don't know. I don't know what the possibilities are for this game. Maybe it'll allow you to do things that put you in a really tricky position. I don't know. I'll see you in the next one, and we'll find out what the big deal is with this observatory and what we can find out about the lore. There's something... We're starting to gain a bigger idea of, like, maybe a pre-Ioxonian history. Maybe something that Iox buried. Maybe that's something Iox doesn't want found. I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe. As we continue. Goodbye for now. Have a good rest of your day. You're cool.